well after
very,
working
very
with
well.
those.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use a little bit of cilantro here. I'm just going to chop it roughly. It's interesting in Thai cuisine, they use a lot of cilantro. They really value the stems.
And even the roots.
And the roots,
quite
yeah.
often, yes. And the stems have really a lot of flavor to them.
Well, when you're cooking like this, you really want to make sure that you've got some, you've got the stems as well, because otherwise, they'll hold up a little bit better to cooking, because you know cilantro is quite
It's delicate.
They're very delicate. So all I'm going to do is just take, I actually have one cooked. Yes, please. Not cooked, but prepped. And I sometimes will tie them quite elaborately, but I just wanted to make it really easy. So I'm just going to put this down here. This is my onion. I just want to season it lightly with a little bit of salt. And I think my pepper mill's over there, Carol.
There you go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Well, this is just like the one you cut before. You cut and so it butterflies out and you got lots
Yeah,
of room.
there's lots of room. You see it's in here. But it's really colorful. Now, the other thing that you can do, if you don't want to go to all of this elaborateness, you can actually just make like a little salsa with these ingredients and just make a hole in the middle of the pork and just, with a knife, just enlarge it with a little bit of a spoon. And then you want to, you can just put all your ingredients in.
This is something where people can kind of use their own favorite ingredients.
Yes.
Can you imagine this dish with apple and sage would be absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that sounds awfully nice.
I'm on a pear kick right now.
Well, who wouldn't be with this pear this time of year? Okay, and I'm just going to quickly tie it up. This is always a challenge, but we'll have to stuff everything back in. But actually, I just have my strings laid out here. Just want to make sure that everything
Good idea.
Makes it a lot easier,
Lay
doesn't
the
it?
strings out first. Yeah, see?
Yeah. I've been told that I'm a little bit on the anal.
No. I think it's great.
I'm proud of it. So, I think I rehearsed this in my sleep last night. So you just want to tie it all up. You want to make sure. And you know what? If the stuffing comes out a little bit, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Put down soon, isn't it?
It's going to cook down. Also, by the time you flip this over a couple layers in the bottom of the pan, it adds more flavor. So,
Just finish tying that up, and then what
we
happens
actually
next?
have one made over there.
Already tied up?
Yeah, so I'm just going to
Swap out with
George
George here.
swap out. Perfect.
No, that's a beauty. There you go.
Thank you, George. So some of the ingredients there I said don't go in there, but that's okay, maybe later. And all I'm going to do is just make a quick route. And this will just, so the rice can just go in. Oh, we have to add the chicken stock to that.
Right in here, in our casserole.
Yeah, just in the casserole.
We have our veggies and our rice that we lightly toasted.
And I would tell you all in
Look
here.
at this chicken stuff. Did you make this?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful.
Save all my bones and everything. This is a little bit of Mexican oregano. I was kind of afraid to bring this over the border. You know, we live in BC, but
Oh,
they
that's
never
right.
said anything. I wasn't going to tell them.
That's right.
A little bit of salt.
It's just
little
pork,
bit.
folks. It's just pork.
Be calm. A little bit of lime juice. So there's some Southwest seasonings for this.
It looks good to me.
Oh.
Smells wonderful.
And then we want exactly a teaspoon of oil. Carol and I were talking about this.
Exactly. Oh, that was
Oh,
good.
that's
Exactly.
perfect. I know that was
She likes
exactly
it like I do.
And then all you're going to do is just rub some love into your meat.
Oh.
Like that. So you've got flavoring on the inside, you've got flavoring on the outside, you've got that beautiful dish there.
Is this ready to go in the
That's
oven?
ready to go in the
So
oven.
we're going to put a cover on it and put this right into the oven.
Okay. Thank you, George. We'll take we already have a pork tenderloin in the oven,
Right?
roasting off, so we can take this. And then we're just going to finish the rice.
Okay.
Thank you, George. I
There we
think
go.
actually we should probably cook that later. I think this
Yeah.
sounds like you're hungry.
If we were to take that, what would you think, George?
I think they're probably hungry.
I think they eat it, yeah. Uh-huh.
I think
Or we could fight over it and one of us could take it home.
We could.
dinner for tonight.
That is going to fly, folks. Believe me, it's not going to fly.
So then just because we cooked down the vegetables and the rice take about 45 minutes to cook. So all of those vegetables are going to be kind of cooked down a little bit. So I like to add a little bit of freshness at the very end. So if we can get the
We have peeled and seeded tomatoes.
Peeled and tomato consistency. Yes. You know, you just want to drop your tomatoes, make a little cross on the ends, and drop it. And I use roller tomatoes, I must admit, for this. Otherwise,
Yeah, because they're nice and meaty.
yeah, you
They're
really
meaty.
need that meatiness. So, and I'm just going to chop up a little bit of cilantro, so we can just take that rice that was finished.
Mm-hmm. We'll bring that over.
See, we have in our house, I do the cooking, my husband does the dishes. That's why we have all these dishes here.
Maybe here.
My moral support.
Okay, I was hoping he was going to do dishes.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so you can see most of the vegetables are really cooked down. So all we're going to do is just going to add in the
A
pistachio
bit more of the sea chili.
It's
going to give it a little bit of crunch.
Yeah, well, you want
Nice.
that crunch. It's about textures and everything, and just a little bit of cilantro.
Look at that beautiful brown rice.
Isn't that?
Well, the beauty of this is, you know, there's only 2 teaspoons of oil in the entire dish. So
Talk
it's
about
really,
presentation. So look at that color.
It's gorgeous.
this is going to be beautiful. We're going to put that on the
Very,
plate,
very nice.
and we'll bring the pork tenderloin that was already baked, and we'll slice that up. Let's put this in here.
Oh, if only you could all smell this at home.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Now I am going to put, you can actually just deglaze this pan a little bit.
Yeah, because the taste down there is really, really good.
You don't want to make sure that you cut the string off, because, you know, you could leave the string on if you wanted your guests to floss their teeth at the same time they're eating dinner. That's why.
Probably not.
Probably not. So I'm just going to slice this up and just present it on the plate. But you can see, you can smell the flavors that came off that. Oh, the beautiful rub and everything. Okay, there's all my string. Thank you, George. Gosh, you're a great sous chef.
Well, you know.
You've done this one such time. It's a little bit warm. But we really are cooking here.
Let me get this out of here.
That's great, thank you. Then here we have a little bit more string. Now, I know everybody that knows me would be really surprised that I actually counted the amount of string that I put on.
Not like a surgical nurse?
Yeah. But you can see the beautiful presentation.
Oh, wow,
look
that
at
is
that.
Isn't
beautiful.
that gorgeous? So I'm just going to plate this quickly. Oh,
Look at the center of that, folks. Isn't that beautiful? And again, you talk about presentation. Isn't that going to look wonderful on a plate? That is.
and again, it's super nice because everything's done in the oven. So you can have, this is a little bit hot. I do a fair bit of cooking, so
It would be good to have a few minutes for it to have.
yeah, actually
It did
rest for about
Okay,
10
good.
minutes. That's why the juices aren't sort of falling out of
Yeah,
it.
it's beautiful.
So we put this, we did
Yeah.
cook this here today.
It is
Oh, my
beautiful.
stuffing fell out. Put it back in its place.
Sure.
There we go. Could you imagine putting a platter like that down for the holidays? Oh,
Very nice.
so. Are you guys into it?
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
And
Yeah.
again, the flavors are good, but it's really not that high in fat, but it's really high in flavors.
Well, that's, you know, that's the important thing because that's what people are going to be eating, but
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I'd be so disappointed if you didn't.
I'd be disappointed if I did.
You'd be hungry if you didn't.
My goodness.
You see all the flavors.
Mm-hmm.
You could deglaze that pan with a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
wine and
Mhm.
pour it just over the pan, pan
Doesn't
juices.
that go wonderful?
That pork is melt in your mouth tender.
It's
It is
all the
fantastic.
aggressions. And I was doing this last night, taking out all my aggressions. It's very good.
In pre-measure, you can do this in the same length of time that it took Kathy, except for the cooking time. Please give us a call because this food is outstanding, and you're going to be a hero in your own kitchen, so give us a call.
You're going to want to make this.
Thank you very much. That was
Thank you.
wonderful.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Yum, you've just just been watching Kathy Hamilton of Vancouver making a wonderful stuffed pork tenderloin with brown rice pilaf. Delicious dinner that's also good for you, low in fat, and you'll find that recipe and much, much more in our brand new KCTS9 Cooks for the Holidays cookbook, which is yours when you call in and make a contribution to KCTS9. You know, you're going to find such a huge variety. This cookbook contains almost 600 recipes, packed with everything from appetizers to desserts, breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipes for any special occasion you can think of. It's a great treasury. You'll find recipes full of butter, a la Julia Child, or like Kathy's, things that are actually low in fat and high on flavor, that are healthy for you, easy to make, and delicious. That's the most important thing. So give us a call and get your one-of-a-kind cookbook right here on KCTS9, 1-800-443-1999, or online at kcts9.org. When you contribute $65 today, we have a choice of 2 thank you gifts. First, of course, is our very popular KCTS9 Cooks for the Holidays cookbook, our biggest and best cookbook yet. It's just packed solid with recipes of all different kinds, and you're going to have so much fun reading through this. And this is going to be a well-used cookbook in your kitchen. Additionally, at the $65 level, you can choose to get, instead of the cookbook, the DVD of the program. Each cook is on a separate chapter, so it makes it very handy when you want to look at a specific recipe and remember what that cook was doing. There's bonus features from our tape segments, and the DVD has something very different too. There's a CD packed in with it that contains all of the recipes from the holiday cookbook, plus all the recipes from our 1996 show, Holiday Desserts. That's well over 800 recipes that are going to be a fabulous addition to your holiday treasury, and you'll use it year-round, just like you use KCTS9, your public television station. You know, I know you depend on KCTS9 to provide you with excellent programming every day of the year, and that's only possible when you become a participant, an active participant, and call in with your support now. The $100 level of support gets you the thank you gifts of both the cookbook and the DVD. It's you can't go wrong that way. You have one to keep for yourself, and you can pick which one you want to keep, and you can give the other version away as a gift to someone you love who loves to cook. And what better gift could you give them? This is great for the advanced cook, for someone who's just getting started out in their own place, because there's just a treasury of all kinds of recipes here for the beginner, the advanced cook, the intermediate, for anyone who wants to try something new and take the ordinary into the extraordinary. That's what we're doing here today, and we hope that you appreciate that enough to give us a call, 1-800-443-1999. And remember, right on our webpage at kcts9.org, there's a link that you can just click on and make the pledge yourself online. Either way, it's as easy as pie. And of course, you'll find tons of pie recipes in here too. Some really great ones. Pie is my favorite dessert. And again, there's so many things in here. You could just spend the entire year making new recipes. Give us a call, 1-800-443-1999. Thanks.
One of the many reasons that I really enjoy doing this program is that I get to eat some foods that I've never had before. And as you know, I really love really good food, and not with necessarily a great deal of work or material in it, but just the taste. That's important. And Angela Peterson from Seattle has brought us something I've never had before, and I sure look forward to it after I'm seeing what's on the table. It's rosemary cream corn. And I love cream corn, number one. Cream corn is my favorite vegetable, yes. Just perfect. So how is this different, and what do we do?
Well, first, you would chop up an onion and start it with a whole cube of butter. Put it in the can, start caramelizing it. And then you're going to add your corn and start caramelizing it. I use frozen corn. You can use fresh corn, pull it off, and save the juice as a thickener instead of the cream. Instead of, the cream and the cornmeal. That's what I forgot. So you're going to thaw it to room temperature, and then just pour it in and start. You're going to cook it on a fairly high heat to get. There's so much sugar and water and corn that you have to really get it worked out of there. So
we need to be sure we get all the moisture out.
Yeah. And you can use canned corn. You'd have to drain it off and let it really get.
Did you save the juice off the can?
No.
You wouldn't. Okay.
Because they add a lot of salt.
Yes, it does.
to that.
Yes,
You don't
it
want
does.
to, I use salted butter, so I don't really add a lot of salt
Good.
to the recipe. I'm a little more sensitive to salt than most people, though.
Well,
so,
but we eat too much salt.
Salt, yeah.
And if it's already in foods that we buy, then actually if you didn't add any salt, you'd still be getting your quantity of salt that
salt
you need today.
recommended.
Yeah.
So, you're really going to just start caramelizing it. It's a lot of corn. It's 2 pounds of corn.
Wow.
This is
That's almost enough for you and me,
I
right,
think
George?
so.